Hi everyone, my name is Joseph Rose. I am a digital cinematography student at Full Sail University. Today I'm going to take you back and discuss the history of video editing, from just combining straight cuts to the advanced editing of today and what it can become in the future. We will also discuss the systems that were used to perform these techniques. To start, editing really wasn't a main concern back in the beginnings of film. Everyone simply went from one scene to another on the same roll of film. Editing techniques actually came by accident. In 1895, Georges Méliès, a professional musician by training, was filming and projecting his own creations. By accident, he discovered that he could use stop-motion photography to render trick visual effects. From there, other cameramen and directors came up with a lot of the basic editing tools that are in use today. People from Edwin S. Porter to D.W. Griffith. They all had a hand in developing basic editing techniques of today, like the straight cuts, fade-ins and fade-outs, cross-cuts, and continuity editing. However, due to the lack of technology to do editing anywhere close to what it is today, it took decades for new technology to come along to assist in the editing process. All this changed in the early 1950s. At that time, the broadcast industry used film to record programming for later broadcasts. In a process called kinescope, a cameraman would aim a film camera at a video monitor to record a TV program. In 1956, Ampex Corporation introduced the first practical black and white videotape recorder, the VR1000. 3M Company introduced the videotape used in the machine. It was 2 inches wide and had a 4-part record pattern, and was therefore known as the 2-inch quadruplex tape. This system was a direct reflection of the cut and splice editing that filmmakers used for motion pictures. Now, that in itself was time consuming. You physically had to cut the tape with a razor blade using a microscope and use a developing solution to apply where the edit had to take place. During the 1960s and 70s, various machines were invented to make video editing a little easier. From Ampex's VR2000, the Electronic Engineer Company's invention of the timecode for editing, the timecode itself being standardized by the Society of Motion Picture and Television Engineers, to the development of the time-based corrector. By the 1970s, the CMX600, produced by CBS and Memorex, was the first truly non-linear editing machine. It had disc-packed drives which were the size of washing machines and recorded and played back in black and white. Once computing power progressed enough to enable true non-linear editing, Quantel introduced Harry in 1985, which was an effects compositioning system. Harry also had some non-linear capabilities. It could record up to 80 seconds of broadcast quality non-compressed video. Non-linear editing using computers was first pioneered by Avid, who still remain market leaders in the field. The Media Composer system, launched in 1988, was a hardware development based on the Apple Macintosh II. But non-linear editing continued to be used as an offline option. Because the digital output of the Media Composer was only about VHS resolution, also because it was encoded in the MJPEG format, video compression required very high processing speeds. This next step was taken by Eidos in 1990. Early versions of its Optima suite used new compression software allowing for lower bit rates. So it was possible for software to decode the video without the need of more expensive hardware. Another huge development came in the late 1990s when DV tape formats became available. Because the video source was recorded in digital instead of analog technology, it could be transferred onto the computer without compression and conversion. Technology continues to progress, so will the editing process. Keep an eye out for the systems and softwares that will continue to change the industry in the years to come. Once again, my name is Joseph Rose. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and God bless.